Warning, this video will contain spoilers. I repeat, spoilers for seasons 1 to 4 of the new show of Doctor Who. For a lot of fans my age, the Doctor-Donna is common knowledge and possible childhood trauma. But there would be a fair few people watching the specials who are younger, or probably they started watching in the Moffat era, or in the Chibnall era, God forbid, who are experiencing these characters for the first time. The first episode, Starbeast, did a good job of exposition, letting the audience know all they need to know for the story, but it's a little bit lacking in detail, so instead of doing what I was originally going to do, here's a quick guide to the Doctor-Donna. The Doctor-Donna has its roots early on, the result of 4 seasons of small, insignificant plot elements, characters, MacGuffins, culminating in Dave's master plan to finally make a Doctor that's half human, and the most tragic companion exit that we have ever seen. Donna is probably my favourite New Who companion, and I honestly, to my shame, found her to be off-putting at first, but can you blame me?
Who are you? Where am I?
What?
What the hell is this place?
The Tardus! What? It's called the Tardus.
That's not even a proper word! Who was it? Who's paying you? Was it Neris? This has got Neris written all over it.
In her first outing, she was brash, annoying, coming off as arrogant, shallow and selfish, but as season 4 rolled around, she transformed into the most relatable companion the show has ever had. Her relationship with the Doctor a breath of fresh air. She was a normal, everyday woman from Chiswick, having trouble keeping down a job and living with her mum well into her 20s. She was basically a millennial icon. Contrary to the romantic pining of previous companions in New Who, the dynamic with the Doctor and Donna was one of 2 best mates travelling the universe together, building each other up, and in Donna's case, knocking the Doctor down every time he got too full of himself. The 10th Doctor had a tendency to be a bit of an egotist, boasting about how clever he is, which became a bit grating at times, and Donna wouldn't tolerate any of it, not giving him an inch, and I bloody love her for it. The 10th Doctor was also still reeling from the Time War, a universe-spanning conflict which ended with the Doctor having to destroy his own people in order to save the universe. His trauma manifests in very mopey and sometimes destructive ways, and the Donna did a lot to help him through it, keeping him grounded, giving him the perspective that this Doctor so sorely needs in order to not go full Time Lord victorious, which he does almost the second she's gone. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Donna makes her debut in the 2006 Christmas special Runaway Bride, when she just happens to appear in the TARDIS console room wearing a wedding dress. Something had drawn her to the TARDIS as her emotions were going crazy as she was walking down the aisle. It completely ruined her wedding day, but she has bigger problems than that. The reason why she ended up in the TARDIS in the first place was because her husband-to-be was dosing her with human particles, so his boss, a giant spider, could use her to wake up her offspring at the centre of the Earth. The giant spider lady was thwarted by the Doctor, but he would have died if it wasn't for Donna, so he asked her to travel with him, which she refuses. Given everything that happened that day, it was a little bit much for her, but she does tell the Doctor to find someone soon, because he really does need someone to hold him back at times. We meet Donna again in season 4, episode 1, Partners in Crime. When it came out that Donna was going to be the new companion, a lot of people weren't exactly on board on account of her first appearance. But this episode does a lot to show exactly why Donna is the way she is. Donna is kind, empathetic, willing to go to great lengths to do what she thinks is right. The problem is she doesn't really have a high opinion of herself. "I'm a temp from Chiswick" may as well be a catchphrase, a negative self-image that is only reinforced by her mum, who criticises her every chance she gets, constantly berating her for having trouble finding work as if it's that easy. This episode came out in 2008, the year of the global financial crisis, when everything went to hell, so this scene will only get more and more relatable. The one bright spot in her life is a granddad, Wilfred Mott, played by the late great Bernard Cribbins. He's an alien nut who served in World War II, and he spends his retirement sitting on a hill with a telescope, hoping to get a glimpse of them aliens. Aside from Wilf, her home life involves constantly being ground down by the woman who birthed her, conditioning her to be as loud as possible, just be heard, encouraging her to expect the worst in people, and lowering her self-esteem to the point where she can't recognise just how capable she is. But a year ago, she met this bloke, he showed her some incredible things, and they saved the world together. For the first time and probably ever, she felt important, and she wants that again, so instead of looking for a job, she devotes most of her time to looking for the weirdest stuff possible and throwing herself right in the middle of it, in the vain hope that against all odds she finds the Doctor again, and she does, while investigating Adipose Industries, a company that sells diet pills that help you lose weight by turning your fat into fat babies. Don't question it. Anyway, some people entirely turn into fat babies, a lot of people die, and Donna straight up barges into the TARDIS. The Doctor is a little bit hesitant. He's just had 2 companions who were head over heels in love with him, and really he just wants a mate.
You just want to mate.
I just want a mate.
So the Donna is in the TARDIS, and her first trip is ancient Rome, but the TARDIS ends up taking them to Pompeii a day before Volcano Day. I'm actually working on a full video where I go into the history of what happened on that day, so I won't go too far into the episode here, but honestly, for me, this is where Donna starts to win me over. We get to see what motivates her, what her values are, and how far she is willing to go to do what she thinks is right. Upon realizing where they are and what's about to happen, her first instinct is to save as many people as possible, but the Doctor not only refuses to help, he can't let her do it. Pompeii is a fixed point, which is shorthand for "these people always die here." It may seem morally right to try and save them if you can, but playing with history is very risky business. You have to know what you're doing, and Donna doesn't. If Donna were allowed to save just 100 people, they and their progeny would change the course of history in small and very large ways, ripples spreading out, compounding and potentially erasing the present that Donna comes from, even erasing her from existence, which would cause a gigantic paradox. It would have been so easy for the Doctor to explain this to her, but he doesn't, so she spends most of the episode telling everybody that she sees about the danger. Then, as it happens, the Doctor needs to make a terrible choice, one similar to the one he had to make at the end of the Time War. There's these magma alien things living in Mount Vesuvius, and they want to take over the world. Don't question it. The long and the short of it is, it's Pompeii or the world. And in that moment, Donna shares the burden. The Doctor has just been forced to relive genuine trauma. The guilt of destroying his own people compounded by the genocide he just committed to save the world and put history back on track. All he wants to do is run away, but Donna won't let him. She holds him to the mark and reminds him who he is and who he has to be. He is the Doctor, and he saves people. Throughout the rest of the season, they liberate the Ood from slavery, they fight the Sontarans. The Doctor has a daughter who's played by Georgia Davidson, daughter of Peter Davidson, who actually played the 5th Doctor, so she's the Doctor's daughter in real life too. And then she marries David Tennant, so she's also the Doctor's wife. They help solve a mystery involving a giant wasp with Agatha Christie. Donna has a spa day while the Doctor gets trapped in a bus with a cosmic horror. They even met the Doctor's wife. Through all of this, she has a bug on her back. In Turn Left, we get a look of what would have happened if Donna never met the Doctor, and the answer is bad things. The Doctor dies while fighting the Spider Lady because Donna wasn't there to stop him. An alien space cruise ship made to look like the Titanic crashes into London, destroying it in nuclear hellfire because the Doctor wasn't there to stop it. The Torchwood team dies, stopping the Sontarans. Everything falls apart. Britain slips into fascism. We're talking food shortages, all the immigrants and anyone who's not British enough being moved to concentration camps, full-on V for Vendetta stuff. And all because Donna turned left at an intersection when she was supposed to turn right. This is legitimately one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever made. Russell T Davies at his best and darkest, and it will bring you to tears. Then we have a final two-parter, The Stolen Earth and Journey's End, in which the Earth has been stolen by the Daleks to form part of a massive machine called the Reality Bomb that will emit an energy field that will destroy the universe, making the Daleks the supreme race by default. In the cliffhanger for the first episode, the Doctor is shot by a Dalek and needs to regenerate, but he doesn't change. He uses the regeneration energy to heal himself and pours the rest into his handy hand in a jar. Right, I should probably explain the hand jar. Here's the setup I was talking about. I'm going to give you the short version. So, 3 seasons ago, the 9th Doctor regenerated into David Tennant. He slept through most of the 2005 Christmas special and woke up in time to sass some aliens and have a sword fight for the fate of the world, in which he loses a hand, but he grows it back immediately because he just regenerated. Davies literally pulled this facet of Time Lord biology out of his ass. Keep an eye on that hand as it falls into the credits for the EastEnders because somewhere on the ground Captain Jack is waiting to scoop it up and put it in a jar. Captain Jack is a magical bisexual spaceman, time agent companion from season 1, who the Doctor abandoned 5 billion years in the future because he's played by John Barrowman. Also, Rose accidentally made him immortal and the Tardus thinks that's icky. He scooped up the hand and put it in a jar to make a biological tracker so he can find the Doctor and ask him what gives. Eventually he does. The Doctor, Captain Jack and Martha save the world together and the Doctor keeps the hand in the console room, presumably as a conversation starter, but it also functions as a get out of regeneration free card. Clear as mud? Fantastic. So, this hand is full of regeneration energy. It's just bubbling with it. Then Donna reaches out and touches it, and it's a brand new grow your own Doctor kit. Get yours today. This one is half human though because Donna touched it. It's the birth of the Metacrisis Doctor, and he is not the Veliard. Shut up. You see, it's a two-way exchange. The Metacrisis Doctor is part Donna, but Donna is also now part Doctor. She is the Doctor-Donna, with the mind of the Doctor and the intuition of a human. With this unique melding of perspectives, she is able to defeat Davros and the Daleks and save the universe. But all of this is just a little bit convenient, isn't it? Captain Jack just happened to find the hand, Donna just happened to appear in the TARDIS, Donna just happened to find the Doctor again. Even if you throw yourself into the weirdest situations, you're not likely to run into him. The TARDIS was even parked right next to Donna's car. This isn't poor writing though. Russell is just that good. The Cult of Skaro was introduced at the end of season 2. These were Daleks bred during the Time War. Unlike your common old garden variety Daleks, they were allowed to imagine and have emotions and feel and think of new innovative ways to kill people and preserve their race. To this end, they decided to make Dalek-human hybrids in 1920s New York. Dalek Sec mutated himself into this monstrosity here, and he passed on those mutations into a bunch of people, but they didn't change for some reason. Their plans were foiled by the Doctor, and the cult was eradicated, except for Dalek Khan. The emergency temporal shifted away to escape, but he was damaged, out of control. He ended up in the Time War, and he went insane. He saw the Daleks for what they were, and saw the destructive quest for supremacy as futility. He declared no more, and he went through the timeline, subtly manipulating things so that Donna and the Doctor were guaranteed to meet. So Rose would inhale the time vortex and become the bad wolf, perpetually bringing Jack to life so he's immortal now. So the Doctor would lose his hand and Jack would pick it up. The TARDIS would be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time for Donna to be drawn to it. So Donna would find the TARDIS again a year later, go on adventures, and become the Doctor-Donna who would then save the universe. The Doctor-Donna was born, but at a horrible cost. The Doctor is a hyper-intelligent space alien, far beyond any human capacity, and the strain of his intellect is burning Donna from the inside. She wants to stay, but it's killing her, so the Doctor blocks out her memories of him and all of their travels together, and buries it deep in her mind, and drops her off with her family, telling them that they can't tell her anything about anything space-related for as long as she lives, because if she remembers for just a second, she will die. And then she's brought back for the specials, making it all meaningless. Congratulations. Tune in for the next video where we take a look at the specials. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, click the bell, and if you really like me, become a member of my channel. Have your name read in the video and other perks at the low price of giving me money. Like, comment, subscribe, and do all that, and I'll see you in the next one.